Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Rochelle O'Brien, the president and owner of Venture Opportunities. Rochelle brings over 20 years of expertise in business brokerage, mergers and acquisitions, and exit strategies with certifications like Merger and Acquisition Master Intermediary and Certified Business Intermediary. Based in Dallas, Texas, Venture Opportunities, founded in 1982 and under her ownership since 2021, is empowering business owners to maximize value, prepare for sales, and execute confident exits through services like valuations, buyer connections, and value enhancement. We'll be exploring her founding story, how her business supports clients in the brokerage space, and her vision for scaling this impact-driven venture. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Rochelle, welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
Absolutely. A pleasure and an honor to have you on the show today. So really would love to start at the beginning. What specific problem in the business brokerage landscape really inspired you to take ownership of Venture Opportunities?
Yes. So as you said, I've been in the business brokerage industry for over 20 years, and I started at the bottom. I was a marketing assistant, worked my way up. So I have very detailed knowledge of every aspect, not just the final top piece. So when I took over Venture Opportunities, the problem I saw was most business owners were working their tails off in these businesses that they started, pouring all their blood, sweat, and tears in it. And then they were coming to us when they were ready to retire. They wanted to sell, and the number they needed to sell for wasn't what the value of their business currently was. So I decided to focus more on getting to owners early. So talking to people in education before they're ready to sell, so they can prepare their business and maximize the value. So when they are ready, their business is ready too. So there's not that disconnect from their goal and what it's worth. So that's really what motivated me to change our direction.
I love it. I love it. So definitely want to get into the nuts and bolts because obviously you took over in 2021, seen success the past few years. What does it look like now? The real nuts and bolts of Venture Opportunities. How are you really generating revenue as far as the core offer? I know that you again have the tailored valuations, marketing plans, buyer connections. What are all your core offerings? How is it structured for your clients? And I assume the ideal client is those business owners that are close to selling their business.
Yes. So we have three main offerings. So our first one is when they're ready to sell, we can help them sell. We can do our best with where they are now and just help them get the best deal possible. Then we can also talk to them years in advance. It's never too early to get a pulse on what your value is and get some ideas on where you could go to make sure you achieve your goals. And then, so we help business owners go through that process. And then our third offering is we've seen a shift in the marketplace lately. There's a lot of people coming out of corporate America. They're aspiring entrepreneurs. They want to buy themselves a job and grow and build it.
Yep.
And they may have high positions in the corporate America, and they come out and they look at these small businesses and they're a mess. And so we can help walk them through what the business information they're looking at means. So is it a good fit for them? How should they look at it before they engage their attorneys and accountants in the banks? So we can just walk them through what's a good fit to utilize their skills and the money they have available. What's the best business they can get? So we help.
Interesting. So what would you say on that side with the offerings that you have which one of the offerings is really the core offer that you see most of your business coming from right now? Is it more on that consulting side? What would you say is really the main one?
Right now, the main one is selling the business. So hopefully we've worked with them a little bit to prepare, or at least somebody has, and given them some ideas on what to work on. But it's the actual sale, finding the perfect buyer and putting all their information together and walking them through that process.
I love it. I love it. So with that in mind, then, what's your mindset right now, Rochelle, on scaling, especially with how niche this is and having a productized offer? What is the mindset you have on scaling Venture Opportunities?
Yeah, so right now what we're working on is just getting in front of more business owners to provide the education. And so to scale, I would like to build my team. Right now there's two of us full time.
Okay.
I'd like to build my team so we can work on these businesses, work on more of them at a time, and provide keep providing the same customized service that we do on a larger scale. So if someone's on vacation or someone's out, we have more of a system in place to make sure all of those sellers are provided the same consistent service. Growing that way.
On that front, Rochelle, are you the one that's handling all of the sales right now on your own, or is your partner the one doing that? Who's taking care of the sales and the marketing? What is it like wearing all those hats?
So I am more on focusing on things like education, like we're doing now, and the actual process of taking the seller's information, putting it together and finding the buyer and making the deals work. So my partner does more of the business development, making sure we're in front of new people and the networking to make sure we're out there and our message reaches our target market.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So it sounds like a big piece there as you continue to scale is maybe bringing on a sales team, having a setter, a closer, qualifying those deals, closing them. You can focus on the fulfillment aspect. Sounds like a bottleneck that you're breaking through now as you continue to grow. So with that and being that is a big piece for you guys to continue to push forward, what's the acquisition? Or you said it's a bit of a challenge right now. What's working well on bringing new clients in and working through getting consistent leads coming in? What channels have been most effective for you there?
So right now, our most effective channel is our referrals from our referral partners. So
Yeah.
your accountants, your CPAs, the people that are working with businesses every day, when they find out all that we can provide and help in advance, or just the consulting and sitting down with them early. And then when they're ready, who are they going to confide in? Sometimes it's the CPA, sometimes it's just another business owner. So making sure people know we're out there, we exist. Some small business owners don't even know they can sell it. They think if they can't give it to their kids, or they just have to shut it down.
Gotcha. So on that front, are you guys trying anything else besides the ads and having more predictability? Or sorry, besides the referrals, maybe around adding ads in social media? What other channels are you trying or have you not tried that are you're looking to implement?
So we are working on ramping up our social media, podcasting, being on blogs, and just putting more information out there through chambers and speaking engagements, just to get in front of groups of people to talk about what we can do and how we can best serve them and how to make their exit most successful.
Gotcha. So is ad something that you guys have put out there yet or tried, or is that not even an avenue you've gone down yet?
We have not done the social ads yet. That's something that we're looking at right now through that. And then I think some small businesses, maybe they are hesitant to ask questions or tell people they want to sell. So I'm almost done writing a class about how to sell your business, what it looks
Cool.
like, what you can do. So it'll be an online learning system. So when you get that put together and finalized, I'll do more ads for that, is so they can be educated and they don't have to tell anybody they're thinking about selling.
And that's a really good way to continue to build on that scale for you guys is having that productized offer, that course,
Yeah.
introduce people to what you're doing, and then having that leeway to work with you there. So incredible having that you're working through, and obviously going to add ads into the mix and social media and blogs, continuing to push the brand out even more. So on that front, talk to me a bit about the bottlenecks that you are thinking about. For me, it sounds again that predictability on the lead generation side, having a
Mhm.
sales team in, or sound like the main ones. But what are you thinking about? Are those the main ones? If not, what else are you thinking about on the bottleneck side?
Yes, so the class is important for consistency and something, like you said, that's productized, that's out there. And then developing a seller community or a business owner community where they can share ideas. And then I'm the expert. I can bring in experts and show them how we can help and create that relationship with them. So it's more of our business is very relationship driven, because it's, for most owners, it's their largest asset. So they want to make sure they're with someone they can trust. So just being out there and showing our knowledge, so the class and then the additional social media when we're ready to promote the class. So there's some good content ready for people to consume when we get it out there.
Absolutely love that. So with that being said, I mean, I have a good feeling here, but if you had to identify one thing right now that if you were able to solve it, it would unlock some massive growth opportunities for venture opportunities. What do you think that one thing would be?
Certainly just getting in front of more owners. So they
Mm,
know we're out there and in front of the ones that are ready to sell now or very soon. So just being able to find that target market has always been a struggle. So if I could unlock, that would be fantastic.
gotcha. Gotcha. What do you, if there's a way to put this into words, just for our listeners who are struggling with, do you think
Mhm.
there's a lever that you're needing to pull to ensure that you can progress on that side? What have you thought about or tried to break through that?
Yeah, I think it's the more the advertising and
Mm,
having good content out there to share with them that they want to see and
mm,
that will be helpful. So like with the class and the other articles we're putting out there, then the advertising to push towards those articles so they can educate themselves and figure out what they need to do. You know,
absolutely.
they're very smart people, they just don't have any time.
Yeah, and that's the biggest piece there. With that in mind, Rochelle, talk us through or paint us the picture of what the rest of this year really looks like for you and venture opportunities. You and your partner really taking this to where it can go. What are you laser focused on going into 2026 for that scale, for that growth, and that success?
Sure. So throughout the end of this year is promoting the class, getting it up and running, promoting that class, and speaking engagements and starting the ads once we have the class up. Ads on LinkedIn, Facebook. People tell me Instagram, but I'm not sure on that one. So we've got to get some more clarity on what works best to get to the owners.
Absolutely. And messaging is huge, especially when it comes to the ads and positioning them that. We have so many clients that we work with that weren't doing ads before and then integrated it properly with messaging and are now doing six, seven figures a month. So it is huge to
Yeah.
put that in the right places and have the right messaging. So with that there, I would love to know how you see the business brokerage industry as a whole and its evolution in the coming years. You've been in the game for quite some time. You have
Yeah.
a very strong focus on your certifications and your systematization. What are you really thinking about positioning yourself for that evolution?
I think it's just for us is there's so much information out there. There's a lot of bad information out there,
Yeah,
basically in every industry, but it's just making sure we have good information out there too. So people are finding it. So I would say AI has been important to us. It allows me to create more faster, just come up with the ideas and then put the right information out. So I feel like that's changing. So it used to be they could only find people word of mouth. They didn't know we existed, but now it's a major push to make sure they have good information and they're not just relying on Chat GPT or Google for all of their information.
love it. I love it. So, with that, if you had unlimited resources right now, hypothetically speaking, Rochelle, what do you think you would implement immediately into the business for that growth, for that scale?
I think I would make sure I hired an advertising person who knows the social media. Like you said, the messaging is very important to make sure we hit the right people, and that's beyond my scope of expertise. Just making sure you have the right person that knows how to put that in place and can take that and run with it. So I have everything in place, the content's there, ready to go, and that part I know is good, but just to get it in front of people.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So with that, I definitely want to take us into the lightning round here. Incredible hearing your side and your take on what you're really doing with everything here. On this side, I would love to hear about a tool or resource or show that you're using, whether it's a value enhancement strategy, a brokerage insight, an AI tool that you're using. What can you say has been the biggest game changer for venture opportunities this far?
I would say, and it probably, I'm old, so it probably sounds elementary, but Chat GPT has been like my game changer. So I feel like I've been in the industry so long, like I feel like I know what people should want to know, but I have a hard time looking at it from a perspective of a business owner that doesn't know all about business brokerage or how to sell it. So what are they thinking about? So I feel like that's enabled me to come up with different titles for things and different ways to position things that meets what they're looking for, not just what I think they should be looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then just two more questions for you, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Both going to be on the advice side. The first one's going to be around what is the best piece of advice that you have personally received about scaling a mission driven business as you're doing now?
I would say just starting small. So making small changes, or you have this big project in front of you, just taking it step by step and having a plan to get through it instead of overthinking everything and thinking it's way too big and being paralyzed and not being able to move forward because the goal in front of you is too large. So just throwing yourself out there, being authentic and getting started.
I love it. And then last but not least, what is the best piece of advice, Rochelle, that you can offer to our listeners tuning in, just heard your incredible journey this far? What can you leave them with before we wrap up the show?
I would say the best piece of advice I can say is surround yourself with good people, advisors, specialists. If you're trying to fumble through social media, or you're trying to, but find somebody that can help you, someone that knows what they're doing instead of trying to recreate the wheel on everything. So, good advisors, make sure you have the right people in your corner.
I love it. With that right there, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. And Rochelle, truly, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was amazing hearing your incredible journey and your insights, and clear as day with the passion and the drive. You're going to do some amazing things. So definitely would love to have you back on the show in the future, Rochelle, especially as you're continuing to go on podcasts and building and growing the brand. I want to see where you're at in a year from now. Would love to hear some updates. So again, thank you so
Sure.
much. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also check out venture opportunities at bizdealmaker.com for their free ready or risky business scorecard. And follow Rochelle on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Rochelle O'Brien. And for more resources and insights, you can visit us here at closers.io, where we're dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class marketing systems. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.